Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I am here with a very delayed November flip through. So welcome to my channel. It has been a while since I've recorded a video. I have been traveling, I've been sick, I've been all the things. I'm still actually kind of under the weather still, but it is the end of the year, and so I want to get the videos that I normally record out so that way we can get back on track. So this is my November flip through. It is the last week of December, but that means I still have time because it's still December and I'm flipping the previous month. So what I'm going to do is just go through it, explain what I've got set up in here, and show you the pages. And so it'll be pretty straightforward, I think. The main thing that I did want to explain though is for the month of November, I had it set up in a letter size planner. This set of covers is from Staples. I'm going to link this in the description from Amazon. It's going to be an affiliate link, so if you purchase this set of covers, it will give me a little bit of a kickback. Thank you for purchasing if you choose to do so. And I did leave the cover and the discs from the Staples system on here, and then I just moved in all the stuff that I wanted. So I did want to mention that just because for November, I wanted it to be a little bit slimmer, and so it's a Franken planner, but it's just the pages for November. So with that kind of setup in mind, I'm going to show you that it's really messy. And so this was just like some notes that I had that I ended up not using, so I think really shouldn't actually be in there. And then the very first section was my work planner. And so I've got a couple of notes here, so I will have to blur that out. And then I realized that I had moved my pages somewhere else. So these are what the pages look like. I'm just not even going to put it in there. So this is my work planner. So I use the monthly for my hours for work. I don't work like a typical schedule, so I like to just track my hours. And then this was for October. And I decided to basically, for the month of November, like this is so messy. For the month of November, the beginning of it at least, I used a couple of daily pages, and I don't know where they are, so I have no idea where they are, but I did use a couple of daily pages for these. Might eventually stumble across it. And then the second week, I did go back to using the weekly. I think this has turned out super cute actually. I need to start decorating my work planner a little bit more, just because then I start going into it and using it a little bit more. This turned out cute too. The blue kind of throws me off, but you know, I just wanted to use these stickers. So as you can see, I kind of do my task list over here and then just keep events in the middle, although sometimes I kind of blend it. And then this week was Thanksgiving, I believe. Yes, I believe it was. And so I ended up with just a couple of work notes on random sheets of paper like that. And then this week I didn't use it all, as you can see. So yeah, I only had a couple of weeks in my work planner. And then I also have a second work planner for my part-time job. And so again, I think, yeah, I need those notes as well. I was trying to get my work planner set up, so that's why my work notes are in a different spot. They're actually in my work planner. So this is November. I, again, normally use this for work hours, but I didn't for my part-time job. I just didn't use it. And then I ended up with very few notes for the beginning of November, as you can see here. Oops. And then this one tends to be very functional, as you can see. I just take all the notes. The dashboard really works for me for work, so I think I might use it. But then this page, actually, will show you this. I ended up deciding to move to my work planner, and so that ended up being pretty decorated. And so I just covered it up with some it's like magazine paper, and I took some notes here. And then I ended up needing a lot of notes because this was the week before Thanksgiving. So I ended up with this page of notes, this page of notes, and then the back page of notes, like tasks and things like that. And then I think this was the week of Thanksgiving. So it's very blank because of course Thanksgiving was right here. And then the last week of Thanksgiving was an explosion. So this was when I didn't use it in my classic size. I used this. And so I kind of flip-flop back and forth. But one thing that I did notice, and this is something for 2024, is that I don't really need to have two planners for a full-time job and a part-time job. So I will go down to just one planner. So that's that. And then I have some notes here that I need. Okay, so that's my two work planners. Then what we've got here is some notes for my personal planner. Also, I just never found those daily pages. They're in my work planner, I'm pretty sure. I just had to move my work planner and get that set up just because I wanted it separate from everything else for December. And so, yeah, it just ended up being moved back and forth. So this, I have some notes here, some personal notes. So there's like Girl Scout stuff and then like a random picture, and so that was just tucked into this pocket. I did separate this Franken planner with these like plastic pockets that I got from like a not the dollar store, but like an office supply store, and I punched it for discs. But then I again like have just a bunch of notes in here, and so this is like this. I have like, it's because it's the end of the month of December, and so I must have at some point decided to combine all of these things, but November must be in here. Okay, so November starts here. So I printed out my Remember the Milk notes, and then this I believe is, yeah, November the 1st. So this is my personal planner, and so I basically track all of the events and tasks, but you can see it's super messy. I just put all the notes in here. Okay, and that's that. And then I was traveling for Thanksgiving, and so there's just some random notes I put on a random sheet of paper, some random notes here. Right, and then this is December. So it goes back here to the 20th of November, and I finished off the month here. All right, and so that is November to December, right? And then I did use a couple of daily pages for my personal planner, for I guess these 4 days. So this is one of the pages. This must be, I didn't redate it, but it's for the 28th. This is for the 29th, and then this is for the 30th. And then, yeah, that's it. And I used these same pages for my work planner earlier. I just couldn't find the pages. So what I do is just use the hours to write down like any hourly meetings or like events that or tasks that I do. And then of course I have a task list. There's a top priority section, which I didn't fill out. And then a notes section that I don't hardly ever use really. And then I have the next section, which is wellness, and these will come into play later. So I probably, again, have moved these notes out. This is probably the worst flip through ever, just because nothing's actually in here. And so these notes are in my planner again. So let's go back in here. So this is October. So this is the beginning of November here. So I used an extension pack, and these are the routine pages from an extension pack. The coloring of it looks like this on the outside, and so I just decided to use these pages because I've already used up the actual like typical wellness layout pages from that extension pack, and so I decided to use these routine pages and just track across the way. And so this is my food log, which I call my wellness planner, but it's basically a food log. So I just track food, and I just did it like that. So that's the 5th, and then the 6th through the 12th I didn't use, so I have this little note that I basically have like it written in to remember the milk. And so then these pages are right here, and this is actually what I do for my Franken planner too. Once the pages are out or like done with, I just move them back into the main planner, but in the on the go planner I just try to keep it to be the current week, so that makes sense to me and keeps it slim. So this is this week of the 13th through the 19th, and then this is where these notes come into play. So this is the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So these are the notes because we were traveling again. So I feel like there's another page. You can see my planner is very messy, but I feel like, you know, real life messy planners are kind of fun to look at. So that's why I like flipping through them, even though, you know, sometimes it gives people anxiety to see how messy my planner is, but, you know, it works for me. All right, and then I pick up with basically the 23rd, Thanksgiving evening, and then the rest of Thanksgiving week right there. And then these should be taped together, haha, like it matters. But then I did pick up, I forgot this page too, right? And so this would be the last week of November, the week after Thanksgiving, which I wanted to use for Thanksgiving, but then I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to use these pages. So I finished out this one that I had decorated like last year or even the year before and wanted to use for Thanksgiving, and just to finish it out, I used it. All right, so that was, I believe, yeah, this was the 30th. So that was November. And again, like, that kind of explains how I kind of move back and forth. So this section is my wellness section, or my food log, and I usually only keep 1 week in here. I think only 1 week in here, and when I am done with the pages, I move them back into their regular home, and so I guess that's why all these pages are right in here. So then this next section is my faith section. I have a bunch of notes in here, which I guess I can kind of flip through really quickly. I'm reading through a bunch of, or listening to a bunch of podcasts, and these are all the notes for that. One is a Bible in a year, and one is catechism in a year. So those were there. This one I have to blur out, but this is our notes from our business meeting, our annual business meeting at church. So that is there. And then I have my sermon notes, or like the bulletin from church. And again, I had to blur that out just because it has like our location and all of that type of stuff. But I put all that in here, and I normally hole punch it and put it in here. But I don't think I had anything else for faith. I guess I had this one sheet. Okay, so never mind. I had one where I was taking some notes related to Thanksgiving. There was a Thanksgiving message for church. And so that's that. But then I have a couple of blank pages in here, and that's pretty much it. Okay, and then I have 3 more sections. So this section I won't actually flip through, and I had to blur this out just because it's some medical notes. So that stuff just needs to be filed. And it goes into my home binder, which I do have a video flipping through my home binder. I've been updating it, but it's mostly the same system. I just have updated it and upgraded some of the materials that I'm using for it. So that information goes into my home binder. This also goes into my home binder. These are bills, and again, I have to blur that out just because they're bills, some budget type stuff. So that is there. And then the last section is chores. And so this is, like, you can see here from March, and it's just some random notes. And again, this also goes into my home binder. So I am ready to break this down. It is ready to be retired and be shut down and ready to go. But the first couple of sections, my 2 work planners, my personal planner, my food log, and my faith planner, those are the, I guess, like 4 main planners that I use. And then I have a couple of home binder sections that were in here that I honestly put in here to try to use, and I didn't use it for the month of November. So, and I also didn't use it for the month of December. So, that's how it goes. So I'm going to try to get back on track for 2024. I'm posting this video the last week of December. I know it's very late. It's quite a ways away from November, but I do like to have these videos on my channel. So even though it's late, I think it's nice to be able to see the functional planning, and just someone who just puts all of their plans out there and be really messy with their planning. So some of it's cute and decorated, but most of it's just like pen to paper. And so I like seeing these videos. So even though it's late, I am putting it up. I hope you've had a great holiday, whatever holidays you celebrate. And I'm going to try to get back on track this week, so that way in 2024 I can be back on schedule with my YouTube channel. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.